If you are curious about converting your POC grade solutions to industry standard agentic solutions, you want to understand what else is there in the system designs of agentic solutions apart from just using LLMs. This video is for you. In this video, we will explore how Azure AI Foundry solves a lot of challenges being faced in the standalone LLMs, and how we can use Azure AI Foundry as a fundamental framework to build enterprise-grade agentic solutions. While the standalone LLMs are great in terms of exploring question answering chatbots, they struggle with certain aspects. And these aspects are centered around models, customizability, knowledge, and trust. Customizability is adapting your solution to the business needs. Knowledge is about how your model is able to inference other information sources apart from what LLM already has. And trust is bringing reliability, safety, and security to the automation. While large language models offer powerful capabilities, but they can be difficult to trust in real business workflows, they may hallucinate, misinterpret, domain-specific instructions might fail, and they might fail to meet enterprise-grade reliability standards. This creates a friction when deploying AI solutions in production environment where accuracy, traceability, and governance are critical. And this is where Foundry comes in. It's a unified platform for intelligent agents. Foundry unifies models, tools, frameworks, and governance into a single platform for building intelligent agents. Here you can select and customize LLM, tailor specific use cases, integrate retrieval, augmented generation, and external tools, monitor agent behavior with logs, traces, and performance matrices, and enforce trust and safety through governance and observability. So Azure AI Foundry as a whole is a framework. It consists of development framework and toolkits, which include Azure AI Foundry as SDK, semantic kernel, Autogen, which are provided by Microsoft itself, and then third parties like LangGraph, LangChain, Llama Index, CrewAI, and more. There is a Foundry agent service which manages orchestration, network isolation, manages threads, and OBO auth integration. Foundry observability is divided into tracing, logging, monitoring, evaluation, and experimentation. So tracing is about how the agent is performing, what are the different calls or certain API integrations it has to different tools and systems. Logging is about having the detailed log of whatever is being done. Monitoring is in terms of how it is operating, how the tokens are being generated, consumed. Evaluation can be in terms of blue, rogue, and other kind of scores. And experimentation can be where you can compare a lot of other LLMs together. The Foundry models can be hosted and sold by Azure itself. For example, Azure OpenAI, which comes with GPT-4 or GPT-5 series model, Microsoft, which are provided by Microsoft and others. You can fine-tune your models, or you can bring your own models apart from a lot of other models, which are 100+ models available there. In terms of knowledge and tools, there are Azure OpenAI tools, MCP tools, Bing, Azure AI Search, SharePoint, Microsoft Fabric, Logic Apps, other functions. So what these do is you can use this to integrate with a lot of other systems. Let's say SAP or SharePoint or Salesforce or whatnot. So this allows you to integrate the solutions to all the environments and ecosystems. Then in terms of agent integrations, we have assistants API, activity protocols, MCPs, agent-to-agent protocols, and other protocols, and Azure AI safety, which is a very important term, allows content filter, where you can filter and customize as to how the content is being moderated in terms of explicit or some harmful content and whatnot. Based on the severity of your use case, you can make it up or down. Cost management, you can monitor each calls, what were the number of calls, how they are being done, how many tokens are being consumed. In terms of governance, you can have a lot of aspects in terms of model operations, security and controls, and it allows enterprise grade security, which with the help of Microsoft Entra and AD authentications. Great. Now, if we look at the fundamental aspect of an agent, it consists of LLMs, instructions, and tool. LLM is the base layer of it, which allows agent to think. Instructions are prompts and system instructions which are provided. Tools are outside systems which are used for retrieval actions and memory. Input can be a user message in terms of asking for a question or getting answers, or system events like user logging in, user checking a certain message, or agent messages where agent intercommunicate. And the output is agent message or structured or unstructured output or documents which might be required. With a lot of multimodal LLMs now, you can have image or sound or video based outputs also. So how this agent works? We have inputs. There are user messages, system events, and agent messages. These input trigger the agent's reasoning engine. The agent core consists of LLM, which powers reasoning and language understanding. Instructions define behavior and constraints, and tool enable knowledge access and action. Tool calls the retrieval. So retrieval can be anything where your agent or your LLM is searching the knowledge sources. This can be a structured database, be it in SQL or in data warehouses or data lakes. For example, the documents, big or small document sources like PDFs, Words, etc. Actions can be the task that it performs in terms of sending an email, giving a push message, or interacting with environments or tools like Slack, Teams, and others. Memory is in terms of how long it takes or saves you in the context. So let's say you wrote a message to the agent today, and after 3 days you're asking for the same thing. You can contextualize in terms of okay, that information is required in terms of long-term and short-term memory, so that that agent has the context in terms of the past messages. Using those, it can answer your queries in a more informed manner. In terms of output, we have agent messages, responses and decisions, and the structured output in terms of data-ready formats. Now, LLM models, what are the powers of reasoning and language understanding in the Foundry? So instructions define agent's goal, behavior, and constraints. Declarative are prompt-based. A declarative defines single agent that combines model configuration, instructions, tool, and natural language prompts. Workflow or agentic workflow that can be expressed as a YAML or other code to orchestrate multiple agents together or to trigger an action on certain. So this can be, what is a workflow? It's just defined business steps. So let's say there is a process where somebody is sending a message. Based on that message, a certain process is triggered which reads certain documents from a particular folder. When these documents are read, it extracts all the information. For example, invoice number, name, context, and everything else. And then also in the comment section, it finds the sentiment, and then based on sentiment, it raises a ticket. So all of this can be called a one workflow. In terms of hosted, there can be 3 types of hostings that you can do in Foundry. One is containerized, where you have dedicated containers. The second is the more of a throughput kind of or a provision throughput kind of a thing, where you allocate models, but you have independence or customization ability in terms of what kind of memory these one have. And then third one is more of model as a service, where you are just using the model based on the number of calls and the size of token you are charged. Now, fundamentally, AI Foundry is divided into these 6 segments as to how it operates. It's the fundamental thing is models, and then it is customizability, knowledge and tools, orchestration, observability, and trust. So these are the 6 fundamental blocks that govern Azure AI Foundry. Models are, which I have mentioned earlier, the models like Azure OpenAI, GPT-4o, GPT-5, embeddings, ADA, and others. And then in terms of customizability, in terms of how you can put RAG and model fine-tuning into it, AI Foundry allows you those capabilities. Knowledge and tools can be how, let's say, in Azure itself, OpenAI connects with your blob and the data Cosmos or maybe the SQL server to get the reference, and tools like its integration with Teams, Slack, and other. In terms of orchestration, how you can run these agents, manage these agents. In terms of observability, how you are able to track how these agents are performing in terms of how many tokens they are using, when they were run, how they failed. And trust is in terms of what is provided by Microsoft. So when you are using these Microsoft models, all your data reside into your tenant. It is not used for training anywhere else in public internet, which is the case with the other models which you use currently in the while using publicly. So, and all the information and all the content that you have is entrusted with Microsoft grade security. Now, if we look at this, what I've explained to you, models, you can choose these models, growing catalog of large language models that power the reasoning core, and these keep on increasing. Customizability, shape the models to fit your use case, customization and domain-specific knowledge you can give. Knowledge tools, equip your agent with tools to retrieve knowledge from your systems, which I gave example in terms of how you can go to blobs within Azure or databases, or within outside of Azure also, like your on-prem databases, or with other cloud vendors like AWS, GCP. Orchestration, test and monitor agent. Foundry can capture logs, traces performance. And trust is in terms of ensure that agents are reliable for the tasks they perform. Apart from reliability, which you can get in terms of different scores, Blue, Rogue, and others, which Azure Foundry allows in-house. Apart from that, you can also have the trust in terms of security, where your information is protected with Microsoft enterprise grade security and high availability in terms of how you divide them in different availability zones and regions. So now, to summarize, to get started with Azure AI Foundry service, you need to create a Azure AI Foundry project in your Azure subscription. You can go to Azure, search for Azure service, and there you have two options: Azure OpenAI, which was the old one, and then with the new one, which Azure OpenAI was focused only on the OpenAI services, which Azure had hosted. Now they have moved to Azure Microsoft Foundry, where you can have, apart from Azure, hundreds of other models. So once you create the project, you can go to the deployment section there to create your model like GPT-4o or GPT-5. And once you have deployed, it will give you the endpoint and the key, which you can use to make the calls, let's say with the Python, with the help of Azure SDKs. So great. I hope this video gave you a good idea as to what is Microsoft Azure AI Foundry and how you can use it. If this video was informative, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you're interested in getting the hands-on lab also for this, please put your comments and I will be creating the second version of this one. Thanks.